EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchich here with your outlook for January 16th, 2019. A lot of information to cover in the video once again today for the third straight day, but we'll start off with today and a cold front moving through the region. This will be very limited in impacts, nothing to deal with as far as precipitation. This is just a dry frontal passage, although it looks like it won't be. As we're looking at this in the early afternoon hours, have some snow showers out in western Pennsylvania. They will die off as they come eastward, we think. I can't rule out a flurry here in parts of north central Pennsylvania, but I think for the most part, this is just a dry frontal passage and maybe an increase in clouds later in the day with the front itself, and that moves through during the evening, and then the overnight we start decreasing those clouds and go back to mostly clear skies later in the night. So you see that here, it just falls apart as it moves to the south and east. And then we have our first of two systems that are going to move in here on Thursday. I think Thursday starts off partly cloudy. You have an increase in clouds in the afternoon. And then during the course of the evening, early evening to late evening from west to east, we're going to see some snow breaking out across the region. And that is going to continue through the overnight. And you can see some, couple inches out of this from this. So you can see our snow map on the weather alerts page where we actually released it last night. We're going to be updating it again today, most likely, if needed. If there's any changes that are needed, we'll update that today. But it looks like a general 1 to 3 swath across the interior. Some mixing here on the borderline areas here, and rain further south and east with this system. Just a weak system, quick moving in and out, and by Friday morning it is out of here. And we don't have anything to deal with behind that except decreasing clouds on Friday afternoon. So let's get over to the NAM Future Simulated Radar. And I'll start this off here in the mid-evening hours on Thursday. And you can see some snow, not real heavy snow here. This isn't like a heavy snow event of any kind, but it's just going to be a light snow moving through, moving eastward. And again, that was 10 p.m. Here is a look at 1 a.m. And you can see snow across the entire region. Pretty much covered the entire region, the interior. Now, the interesting thing about the NAM here is that it has the 32-degree line pretty far to the south here, all the way down to here. So it's a little bit further south than most other models have it. And if that's the case, we might have to adjust further southeast with that snow, or at least accumulating snow for the overnight period. We do have that fringe area kind of going right along I-95 here. So if we do have to bump it down a little bit further southeast, we will make that change today. And then here is a look at 4 a.m. and here's 7 a.m. Now, this is going to be ending in the early to mid-morning hours. It looks like from southwest to northeast, so it should get out here pretty quickly and end. But we'll have some issues in the morning commute on Friday, so keep that in mind because you might have to give yourself some extra time, not only to clear your car off, but of course traffic's going to be a lot slower. Uncharted roadways will be slippery, and just take it easy here on Friday morning. Just prepare for, even an inch or two of snow, or 1 to 3 inches of snow. That doesn't seem like a whole lot, but it's certainly enough to cause travel issues, especially in the morning commute on Friday morning. So anyway, that system's going to be in the rearview mirror after Friday morning, and the decreasing clouds later Friday. Then once we get into Saturday, we start off the same way. Start off partly cloudy. You have increasing clouds in the afternoon, and then you have this the system coming in from the west. Now, this is very interesting. I'm not going to try to give you false hope here, okay, because a lot of people think that they like to twist my words a little bit. So just listen very carefully to what I'm saying here. Okay, now this is the GFS that I'm showing you right here. GFS, like the European model, is bringing an amp system that cuts up like this. And when you have a cutting system, you're bringing warm air, introducing warm air on this side of the system, into the already antecedent cold air masses there. So the precipitation is going to be running into it. You're going to have overrunning precipitation initially. So think of it like a warm front almost. You have cold air initially at the surface. You're going to have snow break out, and maybe a good thump of snow at the onset. Then warm air advection takes over, changes over to kind of a brief sleet snow mix, and then goes over to rain after that point. This is on the GFS now. A lot of people are just sold that this is the way the weekend is going to play out. I am not sold that this is the way it's going to play out this way. Not just because the GFS has known bugs and flaws and the government shut down right now and nobody can fix it. That aside, there's some things that are indicating to me that there's some other models, and not just the UK Met. There's some other models that are and I'm going to show you in this video, that are showing a different solution downstream. And it all deals with timing of different features and whether or not the polar vortex tropospheric polar vortex can phase in or not. We don't want it. This is one of the few times that we don't want the polar vortex or the northern stream to phase in to the southern vortex, or the southern vort here, which is this system right here. We do not want it to phase in. This is one of the few times you don't want it to happen. Because if it phases in, you get this amp solution, it cuts, and you get snow changing over to rain. So if you're a snow lover, you don't want to see this solution. Okay, and this is an extremely warm solution, changes everybody over to rain, and then continuing through this run here, going into Sunday morning, the system pulls away, and you get snow wrapping around on the backside. So you have a snow changing over to heavy rain for a prolonged period, then back to snow at the tail end, and then a flash freeze will come in behind this, regardless of what model is correct, of how the weekend is going to play out, regardless of which model is correct. You're going to have a flash freeze come in here with rapidly dropping temperatures. Any standing water or wet roads or anything like that are going to freeze almost instantly, and you're going to have black ice issues. You're going to have a flash freeze that will cause a lot of accidents and problems on the roadways during the day on Sunday. This will happen Sunday afternoon already. It's going to come in and crash the temperatures, get very windy. Now the wind could help a little bit, because that could help to dry things out a little bit. So if we can get windy first, dries things out before it freezes, you might be okay. Some slick spots here and there. But I do think the flash freeze is a very real concern for later Sunday and Sunday evening especially. So be on the lookout for that. And if we have any kind of snow on the back end here, even if it's only like an inch or two, that could obviously exacerbate the situation a little bit. So we're going to keep a close eye on this system this weekend. This is the maybe not this dramatic. It might not be this dramatic, but it looks like the whole idea here, the general premise here, this is where we're leaning right now. I'm going to say it again. This is where we're leaning right now. Snow to start, changing over to rain, and then going back to snow at the tail end. Okay. Now I'm going to show you a different perspective here. This is an upper air analysis of the GFS at 500 millibars, and this is why it's cutting. Okay. Here, see this. This is your energy is actually sitting here over what is this? Eastern Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, western Missouri, sitting right here. Okay. Polar vortex energy is up here. So we can already see at this time, this is looking at Saturday morning, you can already see some interaction between the two, and we don't want to see that interaction. Okay, you can see this phases in. See that? This is by the time you get to Saturday evening, it's phasing in. Well, if you're going to phase in this system here, that means this system is going to cut right up in here, and it can't possibly stay to the south where we need it to be in order to have an all snow event. It's going to cut. You're going to change over to rain. Okay. The UK Met today, which is a kind of like the little brother of the European model, even though the European model did not follow that solution. The UK Met came in with a different solution. It was much, much snowier across the region. And everybody said, oh, you can't trust that because it's a standalone model. It might be onto something. And the reason I'm saying that is here's the latest NAM that ran this evening. Very similar upper air configuration to the UKMET at the same time. This is looking at Saturday morning. Look where the vorticity is here at this time. Way back here in western Texas. Not here. Okay? The farther separated that this feature, which is our low pressure, this feature can stay separated from this northern stream feature up here. And this can run out in front of this system. If it's hanging back, you have a better chance that it just comes in like this and goes up the coast and gives you a good storm. And in the form of snow. So stay tuned. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but this is another model that now agrees with the UK Met. This is a long-range NAM. I know it can be a little funky, but we're not writing this off and just saying that this is definitely what's going to happen for this weekend. I'm not trying to give you false hope here. I'm just saying to keep the options open, and we're going to continue to do that. We will know better by Thursday. Thursday is the day where all the energy, or actually the energy is going to come up into the Oregon-Washington area on Wednesday evening. So by the time we get to Thursday, we should have a pretty good handle of what solution is going to verify. It very well may be, brief snow on the front end to rain, mostly rain, and then back to snow. That could be it. Very well could be, but we don't know that yet. We're going to continue to dissect that over the next couple of days. We are discussing that in the premium forum. If you're not signed up for that, please go to the My Pocket Meteorologist page and sign up for that. It's a great model analysis we provide as a service to everybody who's subscribed, and we do not discuss anything publicly until something is imminent. So if you want to get into that advanced discussion, please check that out. Again, it's the My Pocket Meteorologist page, and you can click on that link right next to the video on the homepage of our website, and it'll take you right to that page where you can also sign up for text alerts if you haven't done so already. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchers. That is your outlook for January 16th, 2019. Have a great Wednesday.